Oh, hi, you guys. Okay, I thought I would be finished, but I'm on the road and this ran across my mind. And I'm gonna be honest with you. When this thing popped in my mind, I saw like this it was like an orb or something, and I see them a lot, like these flashes and stuff, flashes of light around. It was like above my head, and I saw this flash like an orb when this thought ran across my mind, which I already knew about it anyway because I've said it time and time again about how black women turn against their own sister. The first separation, before there was a race war, there was a gender war between black women and black men. But before there was ever a gender war, there was a separation between black women. It all started with black women. But I'm going to get into it. Um, and after this, I want to get into more books. I want to read Mama Zogbe and different books about different black women. I want to get into these ancient stories. And I mean, those who don't really agree with the ancient stories of black women, that's fine. But I'm ready to get into those stories on this page and talk about it because black men and all of this hatred that's been spewed, what we are seeing, the fact that black women, for the most part, don't care that their sisters and little girls are being slaughtered and a black woman's image is being smeared. And you see how most of them don't care. And a lot of us want to say, well, it's brainwashing, and some of them are so brainwashed they can't wake up. Well, I'll say that's part of the reason, but a lot of it has to do with the real hatred that black women have for each other. And so now we're using, just like white supremacy is used as an excuse for everything black men do. I'm not saying that black women didn't suffer some kind of trauma, because trust me, I know. Okay, I know. And it takes a lot of inner work and therapy, but mostly inner work, to really heal from trauma. But for the most part, they are being used to expose the real hate that black women have for each other. And this is an ancient betrayal between black women before the black man was ever in the picture. And some people might not agree with that because I know a lot of them, a lot of black women are more rooted in patriarchy, and that's the beliefs, and that's as far as the beliefs go. I'm more on matriarchy side, and I'm talking about matriarchy right now. When black women were rulers, and they did hold all the resources. That's why it's such a push now to make sure black women never rise up again, because they definitely had all the resources back then. Okay. Um, but black women turn on each other to raise up their son to be a god, and they worship the phallus. And that's why black women are the sickest, the most mentally, when it comes to not setting real standards for this male, than any other group of women. Because those other women actually did come under patriarchy, but black women didn't come under the yoke of patriarchy. They were the first rulers, and they held all the resources. Okay, and they were the first to be connected to their divinity, and they held all the mysteries. Okay, so all these other mysteries that you see coming afterwards, the black women had it first, and it's just what it is. And black women, I don't know what made black women turn on each other for this son of theirs, but but black men didn't have the secrets first. It was black women, and because they turned on each other. I'm sorry to get into that. I'm gonna get into a book. I'm gonna get into the book, but I'm gonna talk about. I just talked about that briefly. I'm gonna get off that, but black women turn on each other first, and some who this doesn't resonate with, I'm gonna go further into it in other videos, and it's just, feel free not to watch, because this needs to come out. It's coming towards a time when it's time for this truth to be exposed. But I'm sorry, I went in on a tangent on that, and that's not where I want to go. So yes, black women, black men are being used, as evil as they are. They're being used to expose the real hatred that black women have for each other. And it's almost like It's like, oh, well, if black men can go, black women will be all right. No, that ain't true. Here's why. Um, if you take all black, the reason why a lot of black women don't want black men to go anywhere is because a lot of them know that black men aren't a real problem. They really don't like black women. Okay, the hatred is real. That ancient energy from back then is still the energy a lot of black women hold today. Is the fact is that if all black men, well, not all of them, but especially the real toxic ones, if they were to disappear today, black women would find something else to put in between other black women. So if all black men were to get off the face of this planet, well, most of them, most of the toxic ones, then they'll just replace the black man with non-black men. Check out my video that I did called "Don't Bring This Bad Habit." Don't bring in this bad habit with non-black men. I just did a video about that. Only thing they would do is replace this black man with a non-black man, whether he's white, whether he's of another culture like Asian or Mexican or whatever he is. That's the only thing that she's going to do, because the truth is that black women have an ancient it's a battle of the wombs. I unlocked a video called "Is the separation is it needs to be a separation because it's a battle of the wombs." Wombs, WOMBS. I did a video about that, and I actually just unlocked it yesterday. But uh, yeah, the real treachery is between black women. Even though this black man did some stuff to this black woman, the reason why this black woman is so patient more than any other group of women on the planet with this man is because many black women, and it's unfortunate that some of us have been caught in this crossfire that don't agree with it. That's why I don't ever say we, because there are a lot of black women that are using these guys to really mask their real hatred they have for black women. Okay, because a lot of these women that I've noticed that only that take up for black men and say they only want to be with black men, that's fine, but they take up for black men. I look at some of them. Oh, sorry. They're either single. Some of them are not going to put up with the mess that other black women have put up with. But I'm noticing that they don't really care about black men like that. If a lot of these women cared about black men like that, then they would care that these black men are shooting each other in in record number. And they don't seem to care that these black men are killing each other off. So that lets you know that they don't really. Charles went into that. Now, I've said in private groups that these black women don't care for these black men like that, because if they cared, then why haven't they? Their sons are getting shot by drive-by shootings, and yet they have not come up with some kind of coalition or some kind of something to put an end to the gun violence. And their sons are being killed. And this is not to put everything on the black women, because I know the father should be in the house, but I'm going somewhere with this. Okay, because right now this ain't about the black man. I'm talking about how this black man is used to expose this treachery. And a lot of these black women that want to pump their fists at the front lines and act like they care so much about this black man. If, when supposedly a white man kills a black man, why aren't they showing the same amount of passion? In Chicago, black men are killing each other like crazy. The real genocide is black men on black men. Just like the gangs in Los Angeles, between, I think, what was it, like the late 70s and early 2000s, it was like, what, maybe over 20 something thousand black men or black people, but mostly black men, young black men and boys, killed because of gun violence. Now, I don't know if I have that number right, but it was a white guy that was a host of this documentary. And he said that right there is nothing short of a genocide. That is a genocide. That's a genocide. And these are black males killing each other. Why haven't black women got together to form some kind of organization or something to put an end to this? Because they sure did come up with Black Lives Matter to get on these white men for shooting these black guys in the street. They sure did come up with that. But they have yet to come up with something to stop these black men from killing each other. Okay. But I want to give another example because I don't want to go too long. Now, if anybody is familiar with the McClures, you know how the whole thing came out about the McClure family and the husband. I forget his first name, but the husband. How those racist jokes came out about him, right? And black women were so up in their feelings about what this white man said. But did you guys catch what happened though? They, instead of them going into his past, they dug up McClure. Did you guys catch that? If they were so mad at this white guy, why did they work so hard to undo Army McClure? They went into this lady's past. They didn't dig up no dirt on this white man. They went to dig up dirt on that black woman. And these were that spearheaded this, like Kendall St. Charles. I hate to, when I kind of repeat what somebody else say, I try to give them credit. I know some other people don't do that, but I try to give credit. Like Kendall St. Charles said when her and Crystalline had that hangout, she said, "Be clear, black women are spearheading this thing to undo the McClures more than black men." Same thing with Crystalline, whoever sent that letter to that place that they're supposed to have their retreat. Now, granted, it just may well be a black man. I will not discount that because I'm not in any of these groups and I don't know what the truth is. But I would not be surprised that would have been that probably was a black woman that sent in that letter. This is not about their love for this black man. We're witnessing the ancient treachery of black women and how they betrayed their sisters. This is what's being unveiled. And black men, this bashing online, as bad as it was, what can we say is true about that bashing? That it ain't going away yet. And I was talking to a lady, a Hispanic woman, when I was living in Los Angeles. And we both came to the conclusion. I said, why have this gone on for so long? Why hasn't this stopped yet? Why has this bashing of black women been allowed to go on for so long? And we both came to the conclusion that it's the feminine. Just to be clear, the male counterpart can only get away with so much. The fact that this is going on for so long is because a lot of black women are complicit, and it's not completely brainwashing. I'm not going to say that some black women ain't brainwashed, but this is not complete brainwashing. This is their hatred for other black women. Look at this other videos, how this lady upload video after video called another one bites the dust. And she seems to do this more when black women are killed by Caucasian men more than when black men are killed by a white woman or killed because they're affiliated with a white woman. Even after everything that's happened to her, even after the betrayal, even after black men went online calling her bed witch because of that picture, even when Tariq Nasheed and all these guys turned against her, you come up with video after video after video called another one bites the dust to talk about how black women are killed in swirling relationships more than she's doing it with black men. And I say to myself, this is not the black man really is put in the middle to be seen as the real problem and the reason why black women can't come up. And don't get me wrong, they are a part. They are a huge part of the problem. But if all black men were to disappear today, or at least the toxic ones, black women will find somebody else to put in his place to keep the sisterhood from bonding. They will. And another black woman told a story about how this black woman was holding some kind of meeting, right? And she was the leader of the meeting, and white women were also in this meeting. And what happened is, some white women, a lot of them, have a superiority complex where they don't feel like black women can tell them what to do, okay? And so the white woman that was participating in this meeting kind of wanted to take over. And this black woman, being an alpha female that she is, she said, "Oh, no, 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 no. You're not going to overtalk me. Do you know?" And this is the story that this black lady told. "Do you know that black women was ready to hop on this other black woman for this white lady? They were ready to jump on this black woman for this white lady." This is what I'm saying. So if most of these toxic black males disappear, they're just going to put non-black men in the place. And if these non-black men disappear, they're going to put non-black women in their place. Because the truth is, a lot of black women just hate each other. And black men right now are just being used as the one as being a real problem, even though they are, because they're quite brute. Okay, they're quite beastly, savage. They are. But that is not the real problem with the sisterhood. The problem with the sisterhood is ancient treachery that happened before black men even came into the picture. Okay, but anyway, I don't know if this audio is going to resonate with a lot of women who listen to this, because I know a lot of black women don't have this information. It's been kept from you. But I just want to discuss that, and I do want to go into who black women were before, definitely before slavery, but before patriarchy, okay? And some people that might not resonate with, I understand that. Just, it's just not going to be audios that's going to be for you, because it's time to talk about it. But anyway, I will talk to you soon. Okay.